Hey guys, so as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about my Japanese reference book recommendations, and I got all of them for you here. These are all the ones that I'm going to talk about. So before I start this recommendation video, I will say that you will need to have mastered hiragana and katakana before you can actually dive into these, because these are all in Japanese, so this is basically like reading real Japanese. So yeah, just keep that in mind before you decide to buy these, and I will show sample pages of all the books so you can see what it looks like inside. Anyway, let's get right on to the video. So the first thing I am going to recommend is that you get animal books such as these. This was the very first animal book that I ever owned, and I got this when I went to my first trip to Japan. This is called Poke Dobutsu, and I like that it has a little slipcover here or a dust jacket to protect it. But here's a couple of sample pages for you. I like that it shows the image of the animal and it tells you the name of what it is. So yeah, these are really good for picking up new words. Here's one more page. This is called a Suna cat, or a sand cat in English. I really like getting these for boosting my animal vocabulary in Japanese, and then of course this one's always a really good one. I really like that it's easy to flip through. You can just flip to any page that you want. There's a sample page. There's one about whales. We've got rhinos, rhinoceroses, whatever you want to call them. I know they have stuff on different cats, like domestic cats. So you can learn the names of those in Japanese, and they have one on dogs as well, domestic dogs. So this here says that it has 600 species in the book, so that's pretty cool. And then the next thing that I want to recommend is like bug books. One of the things that I've been researching recently with this is the Japanese cicadas. That they sound so much more different than anywhere else in the world. They have way more cicadas than here in the US. So I've been listening to a lot of what they sound like. There is another page about cicadas, got another one here. These are all the local cicadas within Japan, and I know there is one about beetles here. Here's the one about beetles, and the native Japanese beetles. So I also decided to pick up this guy here. This is all about bugs, animals, and I guess things that people ride on. It's really interesting just learning about all the native stuff in Japan. A bunch of vocabulary that you can learn here. I like that they have a fish section as well. They can learn about Japanese marine life. They have animals of the Arctic. This book also has stuff about trains. It also has stuff about the police cars and the fire trucks. You can learn about the names of all of that. There's a bunch of stuff about buses as well, and construction vehicles. So this book has it all. If you want to learn more Japanese vocabulary that's native within Japan, this is definitely the book to buy. So I've definitely learned a lot from reading this. So back to, I guess, trains and stuff, I also decided to get the pocket version. This is called Norimono, or in English I guess it's things that you ride on, which I guess is more of a literal translation. But here's a sample page. Really cool seeing all the different kinds of vehicles that are within Japan. So they have about 500 of them in this book, as it says right here. So I guess one of the other things that I like to use for boosting my vocabulary is I like to use Kanji Books. These are Doraemon Kanji Books. These are made for elementary school students, so they're usually pretty easy to read. But what I like about these is it shows kanji and it shows you how to write it here. And then it gives you sample words that are used with the kanji. And it gives you a manga of how to use the kanji. So here is another sample page. This is all first grade through 2nd grade. Once you get to 2nd grade, this looks like this. There's no manga to go with the kanji. It's just sample words that are used with the kanji and how to write it. I actually find myself using this book quite a bit to practice my kanji, and I've learned quite a bit from this. All these are like pretty much the same as the one that I just showed you, but I will show you a sample of this one here. This is 2nd through 4th grade kanji. Here is a sample page in here. They're all basically the same. Oops. This is just a little advertisement that fell out of the book. But here is another sample page. This one here is just a generalized book, grades 1 through 6. So this one does not have a manga to read. It just provides like how to write the kanji, and then it shows different words that you can use with it. There's another advertisement that fell out. So here's the advertisement that fell out. And here's one more sample page. I definitely strongly recommend these if you want to boost up your Japanese vocabulary, and of course you'll probably need to use a translator for some of these. I know I definitely do. But what I recommend using for a translator, so I use Google Translate to help me. I know it's not the most accurate translator in the world, but hey, whatever works, right? So what I do is I use the picture icon there, and it will show you the translation. Like I've done some samples here of stuff that I've translated, and it works pretty decently. You kind of get the gist of what the text is actually saying. So, and then I use Quizlet to make digital flashcards to help me memorize the vocabulary. So next what I want to talk about is this book here. This is a Japanese cookbook, so you can learn all of the Japanese cooking vocabulary. So you can learn some ingredients, you can actually learn some instructions on how to cook certain foods. This is actually where I learned how to make tamagoyaki. Here is the tamagoyaki recipe that I use to make it. However, instead of dashi, I use mirin, because mirin makes it a little bit more sweet than the dashi stock. It's really easy to make. It does take a little bit of practice. And then the other dish that I made is this one here. This is called maguro avocado don, which is basically sushi grade tuna with avocado over hot steamed rice. I also like to sashimi grade salmon to this dish. So this one's really super easy to make. This is the sandwich one. You can learn how to make Japanese sandwiches. They even teach you how to make sukiyaki. I haven't tried this one yet, but I really want to. It looks delicious. And here it is. Here's a picture of it, and that's the ingredients list there. And then we got the instructions here. So this has been a really great book. You can tell I've been using this a lot. And I have these tabs here because I want to make sure I make the time to make other stuff in this book. So I definitely recommend getting a cookbook of some sort. So it's a children's book, so it's a little bit easier for a beginner to read. So definitely look for stuff that's for kids, because usually stuff for kids is the easier stuff to read for people who are just beginning to read Japanese. The last book that I want to recommend you guys is a Find the Difference book. So this is one of the Find the Difference books that I own. And in Japanese, Find the Difference is called Machigai Sagashi. And Sagashi means find, and Machigai is, I guess, different. So, find the difference in English. As you can tell, this is another book that's for kids. So here's a spine art. And the back. So I guess I'll show you a couple of sample pages that are really super cute. There's a cute summer one. And got a fall. Find the difference. They have like all sorts of cutesy artwork in here. And I got one more sample page for you. There we go. That's this book here. I have quite a number of these, but I just thought you guys would be most interested in a cutesy kind of manga version of Find a Difference. You can find all these books in the kids section in any Japanese bookstore. I've been able to find a lot of these at Kinokuniya bookstores. But anyway, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my recommendations or my book recommendations. If you want me to do more stuff like this, please let me know in the comments section below. And I guess until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!